In the last election. We know how elections are swayed by just a few hundred votes in certain counties. Think about Hamilton County, Ohio. Remember during one of the most recent elections? Yeah. Florida, Miami-Dade County, just a few hundred votes deciding certain county elections.
Right. So with this article that was in USA Today this week, the 2,200 that were let loose, and then the White House coming forward and saying that they were nonviolent criminals, were they trying to cover this up? Were they lying to the American people, or did they not know and they weren't good at their jobs? Should they have a job?
Well, you guys are also weighing in on this morning as the election nears. We're just, what, 9 days away now? I know you're counting you got your calendar for that. And Democrats are trying a tried and true line from the last round of elections that we went through, which is the war on women. But is it working this time, or are polls shifting in another direction? New York Democratic House candidate Martha Robertson tried it at a debate. Listen to the crowd's reaction when she tried to invoke the war on women. Listen.
Tom, it seems to me you're part of the war against women. You've supported continued... Wait.
Please, everybody, please.
This is in New York, a blue state, too. Take a look at these poll numbers that have shifted dramatically over the last month. This is a GFK poll, Republican Party. Who should be controlling Congress? The Republican Party, 44%, against the Democratic Party, 42%. But take a look at just last month. This number is very different. Democratic Party, 47%, Republican Party, 40%.
So what happened in a month?
I think Democrats were banking on us women being single-issue voters, and here's a news flash: we care a lot more about a lot more issues than just our reproductive rights.
Well, and birth control is not imperiled. I mean, nobody is suggesting it's a lie. Nobody is trying to ban birth control. Maybe, I mean, some person out of 320 million, but no politician is. That was not true from the very beginning. Yeah. What's interesting is if you break these numbers down, if you break them out by category, unmarried women, strong supporters of the president, married women overwhelmingly vote Republican. That really is the divide among women, and I think there are probably a lot of reasons, but I think the main one has to do with dependence. People who are dependent upon federal largesse to live are probably going to support someone who's doling it out.
Well, I agree with that trend, but I also want to say that every single woman is not dependent on the government either.
Of course not. I'm just saying much more likely women with kids who are unmarried are infinitely more likely to be receiving government services than people who are married.
Well, earlier on the show, we had a couple political strategists go head-to-head on this very issue. Listen.
Anytime you have a party that has been actively against minimum wage, equal pay, promoting legislation that is essentially anti-women's health, you do have a war on women.
The fact that Republicans are gaining ground with women is a game changer, and it paints a very bleak picture for Democrats this November. Democrats have bet the farm this election cycle that their war on women playbook would work again like it did last election cycle, but their attempts are falling flat across the country.
Yeah, we care about the economy. A lot of women are the ones in charge of paying the bills at the house, and they're realizing what's going on with that. And with Obamacare, losing their doctors, losing their plans, not happy about that. And our national security, we've got this threat of ISIS, and we're behind the 8 ball. They're junior varsity. We're not a single-issue voting group.
As you can tell by our fired-up Anna Coyman.
And how patronizing is it to have some politician?
It's insulting. You're right.
I couldn't deal with it. I'm glad I'm not a woman. That would enrage me.
Yeah.
Well, we had a discussion yesterday with some pollsters on about the Walmart moms and the issues that matter most to them right now, and economics sitting at the top, how they can put food on the table, and how they're going to pay for their kids' school, and so forth and so on. We had a lot of people weighing in this morning on Facebook on this very issue. Famous 80s movie Tron wrote us on Facebook. It says, "I guess they underestimate women's intelligence."
Conrad writes, "I guess the electorate is beginning to wake up."
And Wendy on Facebook says, "I never did buy into all that foolishness."
You can weigh in on our Facebook. Go to FF Weekend on Facebook. That's our Facebook page. And we just posted some fun photos up there. And you can also weigh in on what we're going to be dressing up as shortly.
Yeah, as soon as we go to commercial break, I'm going to post a clue, part of my costume. I just took a picture of it. I'm going to post it. Just a little part. Ooh. All right. It's coming up in just a minute. Right now, we've got to go to your headlines.